Hey everybody, it's Monday. It's from the barracks. I'm Joker with Players Wanted. With me is the man of a thousand stories, Mac from Mind Game Productions, and down below me, it's not a party till he comes out. Weeder from New Breed Airsoft. Um, of course, our lovely friend Justin Beowulf West from Shadow Legion will be joining us later on this evening. Um, he's uh, he's on his way home right now, trying to get in. And Mac, have you fixed your headset yet? So Mac is going to do this entire thing in sign language, and I think a lot of them is going to be, the one finger salute.
How about now?
There you
Oh,
go.
now we can.
Hey,
There we
got
go.
it.
We can
Awesome.
hear you now.
And by the way, I did steal this shirt.
He did. He stole my shirt. My
Not your
shirt.
shirt. It was a staff shirt.
Yeah,
It said staff on the back.
it's definitely mine though.
About 2 years ago, I think. Now I've had it in my drawer for 2 years. I can actually fit it in now.
So thanks for joining us tonight, Mac. I mean, we're definitely going
course.
to talk quite a bit about the event over the weekend and how much fun we had. One of the things we do before we go on to that is what's coming up next. So, Wiener, we have the buy sell trade day on Saturday at Warfare in
Yep.
Sarasota, right?
Which will be at. We will be
Warfare
at.
Airsoft will both be
Yep.
there and having a good time. So if you guys are in the Sarasota area, want to come check some stuff out, come on over to Warfare for their buy sell trade day. It'll be a hell of a lot of fun. Hang out, see the field, have some good times. I think for the month of December, Mac, do you have anything going on in December?
December now.
Okay, neither do we.
Yep.
I don't think we have a single event for December yet, except for I guess it's time to bring back whatever the hell you celebrate in December party at my house, Wiener. What do you think?
Depends on what I'm doing, where I'm going to be.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard
Maybe in the
that.
Carolinas.
Well, it's not on Christmas. It's
Yep.
during the Christmas because my birthday is actually December 10th.
Yeah, I know. You're going to be old again.
Still younger than you, sir.
That's why I can say you're going to be old again.
And then so January we have a lot of stuff set up. We have SHOT Show coming up.
Yes, we do. Holy
We
crap.
actually that's I guess when Mac has his game. Is it the 15th through the 17th, right?
17th, 18th.
17th, 18th.
Hey, you got to make sure you mention Dead End Outfitters. They're going to have their buy sell trade day on Friday, the 28th,
Okay.
from 10 to 12. Just want to mention that because it just showed up here in the also in the chat too.
Okay.
So that's one of the things going on that I unfortunately won't be able to make it to. Yeah,
So and that is Flames of the Rebellion, the Star Wars LARP game, which is a lot of fun. And where's that going to be hosted at?
Well, we're still hoping to running it at Wayne's World right now. That's still the current plan.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully nothing changes about that. Man,
Mhm.
we have to do an entire episode on that on fields going down, or at least local ordinances messing with fields because we just heard that Big Indian paintball's up for sale now too.
up in Georgia, in Perry, Georgia.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
then we have February rolls around, and of course we have Serious Viking on February 20th through the 23rd, hosted by, February 20th through the 22nd, hosted by Third Coast Airsoft at, of course, Guardian Center. It's the place that you have never been to before. You definitely want to check it out because Guardian Center
It is
is
a
an
bucket list.
experience.
It is a bucket list. Yep.
And then, of course, we have after that is Hibernia, which I've already forgotten the date.
Yeah, no, I got the date for you right here. March 13th through 15th up in Hibernia, Henderson, North Carolina.
And that is another Third Coast event where they're
Yep.
going to be opening up more of the state park, where they're going to have more boats that take you from
More
one
boats,
beach
yep.
to the other beach to attack, which is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Excuse me.
And then there's a host of stuff going on, but of course we want to talk about what is it, May 1st through 3rd at GTI, Government Training Institute, in Barnwell, South Carolina. Third Coast Airsoft is going to have Stonebreaker 2026.
Yep.
And that was hell of a lot of fun. That's what we have lined up for our schedule so far. And this schedule is already starting to look like it's going to be.
Forgot one of the most important ones too. Pew
Oh, wait.
Pew at Sea. Can you not?
Pew
April?
Pew at Sea in April. Yes, the cruise for airsofters. April 14th through the 19th, going out of Fort Lauderdale, going to Key West, Bimini, and then back home. Guys are looking for it. You check out Pew Pew at Sea on Facebook. All the information's there, and there's still some cabins available. There was something else that was going on too. Now you just made me forget about it. What the hell? damn it, I just had something I lost. Oh, wait, no. We're going to be at Outdoor Extreme Airsoft, Paintball and Airsoft on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's right. Gears of War. How could I forget that? The
Uh,
Gears of War game at Extreme Outdoor Battlefield Orlando. Mac, you need to come to that. It's gonna be an awesome game. I am the CEO for the gear side,
Cool.
and I have like plus my 10. I got it whittled down to 10 XOs now.
just 10.
Just 10.
Just 10. But let's go ahead and start kicking this off and start talking about the stuff there. So obviously over the weekend was Wasteland 17. Now, it was really funny because what's up, Kevin? What's up, Yordi?
Walker, sir.
I only thought it was a 1 day event. For some reason, I didn't realize it was a 2 day event. So you can only plan to come for 1 day, ended up staying for both days. So first, let's talk a little bit about go ahead and tell us what Wasteland is.
Okay, well, Wasteland is probably one of our most successful event series. We've been running it for 17 years now. It's a Fallout themed airsoft LARP. It's definitely become a little bit more of a LARP over the course of the years. We've added more elements to it that add more character customization, more skill sets, and it's fun. It's very, very different than most airsoft experiences and has a pretty enthusiastic fan base.
Enthusiastic is an understatement, sir. The fan base. We and I have been going since I believe 2020.
Yeah, I've been doing.
Well, I've been going since at least 2020.
Yeah, because this was my fourth Wasteland event to go to, and enjoyed it every single time. This time I had to cut mine a little short on Sunday because I injured myself on the ankle.
And who's old now?
Yeah, it was my injured ankle that I broke back in 17, so it took me a little while to realize why it was killing me. So, plus I'm old.
Yeah, that you definitely are. But that's
that's exactly what I was looking for. I hear extra noise in my headset.
You saw that he was saying that there's a ninja in the background?
Yeah. There was an extra. I was looking around for the noise, figuring out where it was coming from. I had to take my. Thought it was maybe an AC unit in here, but nope.
Oh, yeah, I think it's coming from Mac's side, but it's not a big deal. It's so light.
Yeah.
No, Mac, it's okay. It's okay. It's like a slight little hum stuff.
Like a whoosh, like a slight whoosh in the background.
So, let's talk a little bit about Wasteland. The first thing we want to talk about here is Mac is these lovely little passports that you made.
Mine's in my dump pouch.
Why do you still have yours? You're supposed to give it to him so he updates the system. So
why do you still have yours?
I don't. This one is blank.
You stole it. Okay.
It's a sample.
Yeah,
it was a sample because I asked for one, so that way I could have it for the stream and not have mine, so Mac could put it inside of the.
I'll send you my information, Mac. Sorry.
So it's really cool because you have basic perks, you have advanced perks, and then you have all sorts of cool things that you can get put in. Into this little thing, so you don't have to carry around the cards. Where'd my cards go? I had one. This is my Wasteland box too, that I left all my caps behind at. So tell us, what was the inspiration behind that, Mac?
Okay, so again, 17 years running, so we're always trying to improve the experience, and we kind of adapt. So every couple of years, we try something new, we introduce something, see if it sticks or not. And some years ago, we began to really upscale the skill sets, the perks. We used to use these cards. I know you're digging around for a few examples. So for a number of years, you would get perk cards that you'd select every year.
Right.
And one of the downsides of that is we really never had a system for all of these, as I said, enthusiastic players that come year after year after year to have character progression, to be able to upgrade their character. If they're playing the same guy year after year after year, to continue to upgrade that skill set. And that's why we kind of moved to this passport. Oh man, I know you're desperate looking for those cards.
I am, because I have them here.
These are the old perk cards, the ones that we used to give, and they were fun. They were colorful. They were fun. You'd have a couple of those every year, but we really didn't have a good mechanic to upgrade your character from one year to the next. And that's what the passport does. It just allows you to set your starting skills, and then as you do well in the game, you can start upgrading your character and carry it from one game to the next. Your skill progressions and character upgrades. So it's pretty freaking geeky, but it's fun.
And you know what? It's funny because it's like it's intended to be geeky. It's intended to be fun and a blast to do. It's not meant intended. It's like so many people when we talk about this game to other people, like, oh, it's still too big. Why is it still too big? I'm trying to pull up a couple of videos so we can actually hear it. Um, and the great thing about it is you're going out there and you are designing and building your own game, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like that, you're going out there and you're doing something that is, uh, that actually I know what I'll do. You're going out there. You don't have to go out there to shoot. Like there's some people that never fire a single round when they go out there, and you're just going out there. And then there's other people like I went to go walk out to the parking lot to get some stuff to bring back to Sunshine, namely my lunch. And I went walking out, and there's a firefight happening between the city and those tubes that are right behind the city. And it was like the Legionnaires versus I guess it was NCR and all that group that was over there, the guild. And I go walking through. There's LMG fire everywhere on all sides, and I'm just walking, no weapon, no nothing, just walking, and everything is going on around me. And then Alex just sitting there like, "Mark, move!" And I'm like, just walking through it all. It was like such main character energy. It wasn't even funny because I didn't get hit once until the guy jumped out with the LMG. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going over to the what you call it. To the sort of porta potty so I don't get shot.
Yeah, I know what we always say. Now, the fun thing about Wasteland is it really is kind of like a choose your own adventure, and the players that absolutely have the most fun with it are the ones that dive into it. They engage with other people. I mean, while we always have some overarching scenario missions pretty much every year, there's so much that's driven by every individual faction. So many of the established factions come up with their own missions, their own quest, their own opportunities for players to make money. And when players come out to the field, if they really want to have a great time, it's talk to people. Get out and hey, who's in charge here? Hey, so I'm looking for money, man. Anybody got any jobs for me? And you will uncover so many missions and so many games. I mean, the funny thing is people come to me sometimes saying like, hey, I noticed there's like these pieces of paper on the tree with like this computer code on it. What's the meaning of that? I'm like, I don't have a fucking clue. That's just one of the groups out there came up with their own mission set. They didn't read me onto this one. I have no idea. Grab it, carry it around with you, ask people about it, and sooner or later someone's going to say, oh yeah, I've been looking for that. Well, you need to do this and this. And it's great. It's fun.
It is like right now I'm trying to get a video up posted real quick, just so I could download it and I could share it here so we could hear the full thing of what we pulled off during some of our shenanigans. Like the poor pirates, I think, have been robbed multiple times.
By our group alone.
Yes. There was some definitely interesting things that happened, went down. It's like I just started clipping video. Normally I have an extra day, but I had to go home because tomorrow I'm going out of town for the day. And I got a lot of video. And the great thing is that like Ange no longer has a desire to be shot by BBs. So she was inside of the Sunshine Band, and then we heard that it only could be attacked twice on Saturday, and we're like, that is fantastic. So when the first fight kicked off, we had come up at the end of it, so it was over because we got all the way back there a little bit late. But then the second attack happened at I think 3 o'clock, and Ange just goes down behind the table she was in, takes the chair and just puts it over her, just like I'm sitting behind the chair like this. I'm going to be left alone. And when the super mutants attacked, and it was hilariously funny, just the stuff that you could do because you have more options. Like it's one of the few games I've been to where you can self medic. Hey, what's up, Nick? So here I am, like I have a stim. The super mutants attacked. I shot and downed, I think 4 or 5 of them. And I was about to move up to to melee to eliminate them, and I got peppered. So I was like, all right, because one of the mutants that went down came up. So I stimmed myself and waited right behind the sign. As soon as his his shoulder presented itself, I was like, pink. Grognak! I went up and killed all the ones I could, and then ran behind the building. I think you witnessed a lot of that, Mac, of me just running around. And I was like, "No, I gotta survive." Now, one of the things that happen that most people don't realize that this game, you just can't spray and pray, right? You have very limited amount of ammo that you can use and limited mags. Like I was lucky enough to get my work within the Sunshine Band allowed me to have my mags be stamped, so I have more. But it's like you just can't run around. And I mean, I had the ability to go full auto, but there was no need to. And it was just the costumes and everything else that happened at this game is just it's something else. Like for example,
sometimes the Wastelanders just gotta waste.
Now, the funny thing is the story behind that horse. That horse was found on the site. And then all of a sudden, like not only just the horse was found, but also they found they made an entire like used car salesman section of old toy vehicles that they found. And that to me was also just hilarious. Like they come up and are like, "Yep, we have this now." All right, now can I download you? All right. So I'm not gonna be able to play it with sound, but this was just another funny scenario that we did. There, like when I say that they kept getting robbed, I'm not kidding. So this was a fantastic bluff move, by the way, from Emma
Emma
or
Mackenzie.
Skits. And Emma was the one that was like, she's totally bluffing.
There's Ryan. Yep.
The pirate. So if you notice, he just put that tricorder hat on his head
And walked away with it.
And she's like, and Emma's just sitting there like, "Look, we got to take this box all the way back to Sunshine. We got to go deliver it back. We're here to do it." And these pirates are like, "Okay, whatever." So one hat has already left the table, right? I was totally innocent. I totally did not take that hat and put it on top of my helmet and walk out.
Right by everybody. Oh, there's
It's off.
That firefight that ensued after that was something else, because they turned around and said, "No, eliminate them." And I'm trying to like use words so I don't get other sites demonetized, other sections demonetized, but they were just like, "Annihilate them," and then a firefight ensues. Right here, I actually have it. I think I do have it. Here, let's just go ahead and blow this up so you guys can see it, and I'll share that entire screen. And again, I just have to like, I eventually got to figure out why the audio won't work on this, but this is what I'm talking about when we're talking about.
There it is.
Well, maybe I can do it this way. Nope, it won't let me. All right, so here we go. So we're trying to get away.
We're trying to do it nonchalantly. Then you say, "Run!"
They're like, "That's our crate."
He's trying to ding his bell. That's right.
Yeah, I hit the bell. It's okay. He didn't hear it. So, I mean, that was just one of the power armor stuff. And now I'm being stimmed because I have 5 or 6 stims on me at this point in time. There was a chance I was going to be coming back, so I got stimmed. Then somebody goes running with Super Jet. Now I'm getting peppered by the other guy with the other power armor.
Yep, I did take a knee. Then you came over and stemmed us, didn't you? Once you stemmed yourself, and then you came over.
Well, I already, yeah. So I had 4 more stims. I spent a whole lot of money. Some of the perks of actually being there multiple times, you have a lot of things. Now, the one thing I forgot was my damn jet.
I remember that.
Break. They need all.
I lost
That's
that dead
cool
rag
thing.
somewhere.
Huh?
I lost that dead rag somewhere. I have no fucking clue where it went. It was a blast, though. I had a phenomenal time. Again, as always.
Yeah, it's a very, very different kind of event for most Microsoft games. I mean, it's definitely not for everybody. I mean, I think if you take Airsoft too seriously, you're like, what the fuck is going on here? but if you get a good sense of self humor, self irony, it's a blast.
I mean, just look at that freeze frame for a second. The amount of detail that's
they went into that costume. It was awesome.
It's absolutely fantastic. And this is the sort of stuff that you were up against. And this is perfect because right there is the bell that you're supposed to see. And look, you can actually see the ding I put in it from when I shot it. So, it's there was a little bit of a discussion that happened after this, about I hit the bell. No, you didn't. I can hear it. And I was like, I'm telling you, it's like, I promise you, I hit it. But it's okay. It's all good because it's just Wasteland. There's no win or lose there. It's playing the game. So it's one of those things where it's fun, fast. It's a fun game that goes through. Now I will tell you this, Mac. I don't know what it is about Wasteland, but that field or that game just wrecks me the next day. Like I mean, I'll go to Guardian Center, I'll go to GTI, I'll go to we went to Op Hidden Ward there, Wiener.
Yep.
I wasn't tired like I was. I came off the field and I was like, I'm so tired. And I was contemplating. I was like, I'm not playing the night game. I'm too tired. I want to go to bed. Nick, yeah, we're sorry I missed you there, man. That was one of the characters that was missed.
Love Boxman.
Yep.
It's always great seeing Boxman out there. It really is one of those things. And then the culture that's around the entire Wasteland mythos, if you would, or the people that are there, like the Friday night camping. There's an entire thing that goes on. There's role play that happens off the field. So
yeah, it's the camping site turns into a big party fest, usually on Friday nights and Saturday nights. It's a lot of folks just love the camping every year too. It's a pretty big social event.
Well, one of the funny things was somebody posted on the thing. They go, all right, who wants a 7 a.m. wake up call from the Pirates? And I typed in there, I was like, and people wonder why I don't camp. And they're just like, oh, just get a camper. I was like, not sound insulated enough. No, thank you. Did you see the private chat I sent over, Matt?
Yeah, I did. So
you could say no.
No, it's good. No, it's good. So basically, for those that know a lot of for those that have been known and love Wayne's World for many years, there's some concern right now. The field seems to be a little bit at risk. We don't know yet what the future might be for Wayne's World. If we would hate to lose Wayne's World as just a iconic field in Central Florida, it could happen. We got to see what happens. We are looking at some alternatives right now if we have to hop Wasteland and some of our other games to another location. But yeah, more to follow. But at least as of right now, there's no clear timeline. There's no clear deadline. There's nothing definite. But yeah, unfortunately, we are looking at some other possible venues.
Yeah, and I was just asking if you were going to talk about that at all. I wasn't asking you to break any news.
It's getting out there. No, it's I mean, there's definitely a lot of rumors flying, definitely a lot of speculation flying. There's still not a lot of definites. It's just that there is some concern that the field's up for sale, that the property owner might have the field up for sale, and there seems to be some shenanigans going on by the city, I think. So to be determined, I guess.
Yeah, and it's a shame because, like I mentioned at the start, that Big Indian is also up for sale. So Big Indian paintball. So it's like it's somewhat sad because a lot of times with a lot of these places like airsoft fields a lot of times have prime, not somewhat prime real estate where they have a lot of acreage, which is great for a development thing. But the only thing that's thanks, kid. The only thing that is probably a benefit for like for Wayne's World being around a little while is because of, Sinkertown looks like it's in a sinkhole.
There are there are sinkholes out there. Yeah, the
Yeah.
ground's not great for development.
So at least not now, not for the time of the economic area that it's in. 10 years from now, who knows, right? There could be a lot of different things that go through. So, and it's a shame. It's like nobody's really disparaging Wayne's World or anything else. But look, as an event producer, I feel you because sometimes you just have to be like, where's the next location?
Hmm.
Where do we go through? Sometimes you have we had it with Crescent, we had it with Warwick, of okay, we have these spots to do stuff in, but where's the limit? Where's the line? And then where do we go from there?
Hmm.
So, the bear finds you all delicious. And this year, you guys had always have a couple of interesting things that you all do, like a special thing. Now, one of the stuff that we did not experience because I didn't leave Sunshine that much.
Hmm.
You had a new infection, a cannibalism curse. Did anybody figure out what the cure was, or did anybody turn?
Honestly, the infection didn't grow quite as fast as we thought, but basically, yeah, no, we had a dynamic that we were trying out for those that were hanging around the cannibal group too much, or heaven forbid, ate some of the food that the cannibals were offering because they were up there cooking some food and offering samples to folks that could gradually get someone infected to basically turn them into a cannibal. And some of the aqua pura, some of the purified water that the Brotherhood was selling, could actually remove some of the accumulating markers of infection. But yeah, no, that was the we're considering within the next year or two incorporating more and more of a so we've had a fantastic presence from the last couple of years from the responders at a Fallout 76 group that's phenomenal, doing some amazing missions, amazing scenarios, and they have a vision of bringing down a scorched infection and scorched beasts coming down south. And so the dynamic that we're planning with the cannibal infection, we're kind of testing the waters to possibly incorporate something similar in a coming year or two for the scorched infection possibly moving south.
That's awesome. So that's like sort of the things I was going to move on to. So what's next for Wasteland?
Mhm.
Where do you go? Because I know in previous times, like the end of the storyline from a day from like 15, I guess there was a what was this? A Genesis bomb exploded or whatever, and all of a sudden
Yeah,
there's like new life and stuff that was inside the city because the previous year a nuke went off.
yeah,
So
yeah. We've been running the setting in the Florida Wasteland since Wasteland 4. So since Wasteland 4, we've been pretty continuously in the Florida Wasteland, and we do build from one year to the next. And so, and this year, Bonesaw, you showed the guy in the that Raider Power Armor boss setup earlier. He's been captured now. He was one of the cannibal leaders, or he's the cannibal leader. That's going to be incorporated at the spring game, and definitely the impeding scorched infection is something also that's going to be developing in the next over the next probably two scenarios.
the great thing about this Wasteland game is that you guys are not uh, you're not anal about people showing up with their kit with some of their regular Milsim kits on. You know, we've we heard some complaints in some of the other games like, oh no, you got to go Wasteland it up. Of course, it's highly encouraged,
Mhm.
but you're not turning people away, which is great because they're now experiencing this new thing. And you had a lot of new players at this game over 16, a lot of brand
Mhm.
new faces that came out, and they absolutely loved it. I mean, I remember the first time that we dragged this one out to the event, and he just had a blast because
Well, that's one of the weird things is Wasteland is one of these few airsoft events that you can show up with your $4,000 Milsim kit, looking just like fucking Hollywood, and you suddenly feel very awkward.
Yep, that's 100% correct.
You suddenly feel like, oh, I don't really fit in here. So yeah, no, we don't discourage folks from coming in that stuff. But yeah, but we love. I mean, honestly, Legion was rocking this year. It was great to see the Legion presence. They were looking fantastic. The Brotherhood's been involving their power armor. They're looking better and better. And yeah, it's been fun.
It was really funny watching the Legion all of a sudden just turn on people, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
What do you expect?
because what's great too is it's sort of like what happens at Rev, right? You could have an entire firefight going on right here and be off to the side and just doing a business deal and not have to worry about it. Like I said, I walked through the middle of a firefight and didn't get shot at once. I mean, BBs were whizzing past me, but they were shooting at other people behind me.
See that, and that's the thing is because I mean they're multiple factions. I mean it's not just it's a hell of a lot more than just two forces. There are multiple factions out there, and so yeah, you may have a grievance with another faction, but you've got to absolutely remember if you accidentally light up some guy that you don't currently have a beef with, you're suddenly going to create a whole new fight based on your group. So you got to check your fire. Shoot at the people you're actually pissed off at. Leave the other people alone.
Yeah.
It was really funny because I always have a beef with this guy down here,
Never.
and we're sitting
Never.
in sunshine. He's watching the rear gate, and I'm just standing there with my gun right in the crook of my arm like this, and I just go, pow, and it hits the structure. It hits the cover right in front of him where he's behind, and I caught it out of the corner of my eye. Him and the guy that I was staying with also dropped
Hit
down.
the deck.
And I'm like turning like this, and I'm just like I'm still engaged with Christian. All of a sudden, he goes, "What the hell was that?" I was like, "Huh?" And he goes, "Oh, it's you, asshole."
Yep.
And then he shot me in the sweet meat later on. So, but the fun aspect of this game is also all the other stuff, like the weird stuff that people find out on the field, and then they come in and barter for it. And I always feel sorry for Deadpool, because imagine if he had props or something that he had set up someplace, and then we come in with the Wasteland, and all of a sudden it's like,
It disappears.
where'd my stuff go?
It's looted. Yeah.
It's looted. It's gone. But the great thing at the cross part of that is, which I think it started like 2 years ago. The Sunshine Band was offering caps for scrap, the trash. So then people were bringing trash there, and like he would turn it in and throw it over things. So he had a pile of garbage that was on the field, and some of those garbage you could tell it's been there for a while, and is now like piling up. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. You think, why did this show up? Where's this from? Is this actually part? Well, when in doubt, just pick it up.
No,
And then
that's absolutely part of it. I mean, and for years, it's always been every year we kind of help clean up the field every year at Wasteland, picking up trash that's accumulated over the last year, and granted, I do bring a lot of crap. I mean, I admit, that basically, like especially like 2 months before the Wasteland, I'm just going crazy, like driving along, saying, "Oh, what's that shit left out by the side of the road? Let me grab some of that. I'm going to bring that out to Wasteland," and just start finding just weird, bizarre crap that I can throw out on the field. So there's some interesting odds and ends that people can find.
And that's
Oh, yeah.
always the fun part. It's like, and somebody goes, "Am I supposed to take this?" It's like, I don't know. Take it anyway. Take it to Sunshine. Take it somewhere. You never know. Because we had the same thing that was happening at some of our games up in Crescent, for example. When we had Geigerlands, we preceded the field with a bunch of old world tech and everything else, stuff that they go through. All of a sudden, stuff that starts getting turned in. I was like, where the hell did you find that? Where are you getting these old like 1980s modems? Because they belonged at Crescent. I was like,
Right.
where were you in? And he goes, oh, that building over there. And I was like, okay, cool. One guy brought in, and I kid you not, Mac, it was disgusting as hell, somebody's urine sample from 2013.
Nice.
It's funny.
Wasn't a huge feature just on the inside. It wasn't growing.
It was brown. It was like
Nice.
syrup.
Nice.
How'd you
But-
find out it was urine? Did you just open it and smell it?
It actually said it on there and had a patient's name, or it was from Building K, and
Okay.
that's where the people that were in drug treatment that were about to get out, that's where they went to. So they were tested quite a bit. Because the guy brought me over, goes, yeah, there's a bunch over here. You open up, and I was like, that is a bunch of urine samples. That is no longer going to be a problem here. So it's just funny like that because Wastelanders will take anything, and then the great thing is they make stories about it.
Mhm.
They put some shit together and they come in and they try to sell you like this weird stuff. And sitting back, you can just sit there and watch Toucan interact with people trying to. Oh my god, dog, you farted so bad. Oh wow, I'm sorry, guys. Oh, get out of here, go. Anyways, just watching him go through, and then the people that have also been there, like the regulars that have been there a while, that just started arguing. So then, the haggle session that was going on, and one of the guys, he was there with his two kids. He turns to me, he goes, "You could do that." I was like, "Yeah, you could do that." I was like, "The only thing you have to do is just convince Toucan that it's actually worth something,
Mhm.
and get some caps for it." So,
If you
um,
make up stories about why this crap is valuable, it's great.
they And if you have the right perk, you could actually convince him that this stuff is valuable and whatever. Um, so the caps, if we had like a whole bunch of the caps from prior games, do we trade them in for the upgrades, or are they now scrap caps?
Unfortunately, this was the last year. This was the last game to trade them in. So we introduced the new caps in the spring, and the April game and this game were your two opportunities to trade in the old yellow caps. And so, unfortunately, from here on out, the yellow caps are basically what we call junk caps, which have really a nominal value in the field. Now we've now got these sexy little MGP logoed caps that we're using now.
Which is great because branding. Ah, crap. Let me see if I can find one. Do you have one handy, Mac?
No, they're so my car is still
Okay,
floated with crap. Sorry.
I think I can find mine real quick. My the box is actually right here. Keep going, keep going. Sorry.
Hey Mac, I got a question for you.
Mhm.
On and this is just an observation.
Please.
Your raffle you run on Saturdays. Why do you run it on Saturdays and not Sunday when it's the last day?
Um, well, just because we know some people don't stay till don't. Well,
Right.
I guess there's arguments for both. There's definitely a plus for running it on Sundays, so the people that really hold out to the end have a better chance. But I guess we just figured that because there are some people that come even from out of state that
Right.
come down
That
to
to
us,
leave.
so we just kind of thought we can get most people involved if we do it on Saturday.
Okay.
Look at
It's just
that.
an observation. I also noticed something else, and what I'm going to do is Newbury the next event is I'm going to get some
That's
Fallout paraphernalia to raffle off. I've noticed I've been looking on Amazon here and noticed some of the stuff, and I go,
this is
okay,
actually really
that's
nice.
actually cool.
Yeah,
That is
here's our
actually really nice.
sexy new caps.
Yep.
Yep. And yeah, and cleaned house a little bit, you know.
Hmm.
Very nice.
Was it so these are the only ones that are valid now.
Yeah, so those are the official caps. Yeah.
And
And I had to buy a crap ton of them to get those customized. I've got boxes and boxes of those.
That's cool.
yeah, well that's I mean, and look, it's it's one of those things that, that's where you go to like other events and just be like, I'm going to screw the economy, shing all over the place. um but there's a lot of thought process and everything else that goes into these games, and a lot of the ways that you also have to be like that manipulator of some of the key things to make sure that things are going the right way of the vision that you see. um have there been any major have there been any major um like wrenches thrown into some of the works that really made you had to redo and rethink what you're doing?
I mean, usually we go into the games with a number of basic missions in play. We usually have several planning calls before every event with the different faction leaders, and it's nice because the faction leaders are really cool about, hey, here's the missions that we're planning on doing. Hey, I need to work with you, this opposing faction. Are you guys good with this scenario? Yeah, we're good with it. And so the faction leaders a lot of times go in with more knowledge of what's about to happen, and they're very cool. They don't let their players know. I mean, the individual members of their team, they don't generally let know. They kind of So we kind of have like an inner circle that kind of plans out the scenarios ahead of time. Um, it's still loose enough that we can usually punt with it, and usually we've been flexible enough that even if some crazy unexpected thing got thrown at us, we usually can manipulate it and tweak it to carry the story forward. So there, I mean, in to the best of my knowledge, I don't recall anything that's been so freaking well. That fucking sucked. Kind of occurrence that we had to basically retcon anything for the next scenario for the next year. I don't think we've had to do that.
What about when the nuke went
Wood.
off?
Even when the nuke went off, even when for that was why now I'm very I'm like no guys, we're not doing. You're not bringing your own nukes out anymore. Yeah, no, now for a while, every faction ended up showing up with a nuke. Now even when that went off, and that was you mentioned that you had mentioned that a couple years ago. At one point, yeah, the city got nuked, and so we just like, okay, the city is out of play for a year. It's now where all the super mutants hang out, and that kind of led to the other scenario where they set off the GEC, kind of like the Genesis, the
Yeah.
Fallout Genesis device. They kind of reinvigorated the city and got that going like a year or two later. But yeah, so we kind of took it for a ride and see where we could take it.
And it's one of the few games where there's definitive consequences from the previous game. Like definitive actions from the previous game have now moved forward into the next game. Because you hear that a lot. Oh, these things are going to carry over. And usually what that means is the side switch. Maybe a bad one side gets a worse respawn location or whatever. Nothing like, hey, you all destroyed this. This is now Super Mutant Central.
Yeah.
If you go in there without enough RadAway, you're toast.
And even in game, like we had one incident we did do this year, and I felt kind of bad because I guess, like with any game, some people actually pay more attention to the rule set than others. But one of the things we have is we have alignments. We have good, neutral, and evil alignments, and so the faction you take generally comes with a particular alignment for the type of character that is. And we do kind of take the alignments reasonably seriously. And so, yeah, we had a couple of players that were, one player that was good and one player that was neutral. And it's like the way they were playing, it got reported, and we finally tracked them down and just said, dudes, I'm sorry, you're now evil. Give me your green armband, give me your yellow wristband. You're now evil, red banded. The behavior you're exhibiting on the field is not conducive to a good character or even a neutral character, even though neutral has more flex. Your behavior, you've just earned some bad karma. Nobody liked that. And then all of a sudden you've now moved into an evil
Look who's here.
Hey, Beowulf.
What's up, Mac?
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize, well, what's the badness? What's the problem with that? Well, it means that you can't walk past certain encampments without getting lit up. There's some ramifications for doing stuff like that. Like when we went up and absconded, I guess would be the right word. The hats, right? Whoops, but it was only a hat, right? Or we took back. We were tasked with going to pick up the. We were tasked to go pick up that stupid crate, which, by the way, was heavy AF.
Yes, it was.
I didn't.
have to carry it.
You shut the hell up. You didn't touch it. You didn't lift it. You didn't carry it. You
Nope.
lazy ass.
That's right. I was.
Anyways,
Seems like good supervision to me.
I look
Was,
at it
yep.
like, hey, if I get a hat, if I'm here for the crate, I'll take the hat too. Why not? Like, right? I need protection from the sun. That's what it was. But like there was a year ago, I think it was a year ago, is when I had a bounty to collect, and I walked into the evil section, and I think I got a video of it. Nope, it's not here. And I murked everybody, starting with Mac. I just went stink, and I just knifed everybody, and they're like, and they got mad. I mean, they got legit mad, because that bang bang one guy, bang bang the second guy, shot the third guy. And he goes,
what did Mac even do to you?
he was in the wrong place at the absolute wrong time.
Innocent bystander.
That's when you were wearing your metal armor there, Mac. So were you evil at that time, or are you still neutral?
When I was wearing that metal armor, yeah, I think that was I think actually that was an evil character I was starting out with, yeah, for a while.
All right. Yeah. So literally, I went through and I was just like, well, this is either going to go really good or really bad. It went great for me because I got everybody and then left. um, but that was also the year like I didn't want to go near the Pirates for 2 years because at one of them I went through and I captured all of the Pirates.
I was there.
I took the yeah, and Wiener assisted. That's actually when he did some actual heavy lifting. So there is definitely some fun stuff that goes on when it comes down to this. And you know, somebody said, well, if you're doing bounties, that's evil. I was like, not if you're doing it for the right faction. But
So if someone's doing crimes, you put a bounty on him, you're good. Depends why the bounty's going on him.
I mean, the almighty dollar doesn't have an alignment. What are you looking
Got
at?
quiet.
Stop looking at me.
I'm sorry. I was looking at something I thought was important.
Hey,
It's
I'm
not.
talking about Wiener.
Wiener
I'm
has not
looking
been-
at. I've been looking at Fallout paraphernalia on
He's
Amazon.
of course
'cause
has his massive
Paraphernalia.
well, that's what it is. Well, I want to get. I want to get a whole
you
bunch
make
of
it
stuff
sound
for.
illegal.
Well, but yeah, I want to do. New Breed's going to do a part of the raffle next time, and I'm going to have some of the cool, couple cool things actually. I've already got it picked out
Sweet.
for the next event.
Yeah, Mac. In the future, like really tap into the people that are coming up to see if they want to participate in the raffle. Because had I known, I would have brought some more stuff up there. And really I mean, that was like a sudden. Oh, at least I have the spare pistol, and I got to reach out to Evike because the mag I gave the guy exploded.
Oh, jeez.
Absolutely will. No, I use
That's not good.
I tell you, I am a shit delegator. Everybody on my staff will tell you that I'm a really shit delegator, and as a result, I just get overwhelmed and don't sometimes coordinate as well as I should. So yeah, I'm working on that.
Yeah, because
We'll help you out.
Yeah, in that particular case, it's like because what it does is it gives us the ability,
Mhm.
that gives us an ability to not only talk about where we are because we are literally almost. Let me see what we're at right now. We're close to 2,000 away from hitting 100K,
I know you're close.
which we're right there, and yeah, we're 97,954. So if you guys are watching this video and you haven't done so and you're on YouTube, go ahead and like, subscribe, share, get that stuff out there.
I think
comment.
I unliked you.
Well, you're an ass anyway, so I'm
know.
not surprised. Anyways, but it gives like it's always the cross promotion. Like Wiener would have probably given a golden ticket for one of his events. So it's one of those things to help promote you. It's a cross promotion type deal because, even though like I have a Wasteland game, I'm states away. I'm up in the Northeast, and I always reach out to you and say, "Hey, man, let's make sure that something doesn't conflict." Now we're not going to be at Flames I can't be at the Flames of the Rebellion because
I will
we're
say
going to SHOT Show.
My green guys, my green boys up there, way up in the hills, they don't show up dressed in like their costumes and stuff. That's just what they're wearing. In the mountains.
That's their normal. That's their normal wear. Yeah.
Yeah,
Normal
but that's
daily.
why they're my guys. That's why I like them. They're like, oh, we're in Mad Max now. Oh, okay.
So now that he finally showed up, let's introduce Justin. He'll give you some shiny new braces if you really piss him off.
Everybody knows who
from
I am.
Shadow Legion, who is very fashionably late.
He pulled a wiener.
No,
I'm not
I'll give
touching
you
any
credit,
wieners
Wiener.
at all.
You've never been that late.
I was not late without notification, sir.
Yeah,
That
no,
is
you know,
very true.
Usually, if I'm
And
late,
I
I get
had a very
notification,
good
or I
reason.
just don't show up.
Speaking of
Mac-
that very good reason, I'm still covered in it currently. I didn't even change. I just sat down and
Well, you got your
I'm here.
Fallout paraphernalia on. You're good.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I'm
Well, with
Yep.
the last 10 minutes, let's go ahead and ask
At least it's
Mac,
dry.
what's next for Wasteland? What is the next, besides, a possibility of a new venue in AO? Where else do you see this game evolving to? Because like I said, this was fantastic. This cool little thing, because not only that, it's so small, it fits, I do have a pocket. It fits right in my Hawaiian shirt pocket.
Well, thank you.
So,
You know,
Um,
I thought the yeah, I liked the passports. I think they're kind of cool. So yeah, yeah, possibility. Regretfully, that we might be looking for an alternate venue. Got a couple ideas. Got a couple leads of a couple things I'm looking at. Um, there, there's a couple things that are on the possible horizon that I am hesitant to reveal too much about right now. But
Mystery.
yeah, no, we've been establishing some nice relationships with some with Fallout for Hope. It's a charity that does charity fundraising for St. Jude, and
Awesome.
they've gotten to be pretty influential. They were out at Good Springs. Doing a lot of work out at the Good Springs event, the week prior to Wasteland. We have a good relationship. I mean, of course, we have thank God, I mean, incredible relationship with with Alex with Exposed Designs, whose armor is amazing.
Oh yeah.
And there's a couple things that we might have might on the horizon in cooperation with Fallout for Hope that could be pretty freaking awesome. But more to follow on that. We're gonna try to get some more information or some more things laid flat on that over the next couple of weeks. Well, I'm sorry, over the next couple of months, as far as Fallout goes. But otherwise, we're still going to probably plan on doing 2 per year. We had been, and actually, thanks to Justin too. Yeah, I had to actually been starting a dialogue with Dwayne up at Big Indian. I got to find out what this possible sales about though, because we've tentatively been looking at possibly doing a Georgia-based Fallout game
Well,
for the first
they're
half
not
of this year.
closing. They're still running the business. My understanding.
Okay.
I think it's a till it's sold thing, but please do reach out to him.
Yeah. Okay. No, because we've been thinking about possibly adding a third Wasteland event in Georgia, possibly a Big Indian, and I got to close the loop with Dwayne on that like ASAP. I need to get on it. Um, so more to follow on this other out of the box scenario if some of that materializes. Some of it's still iffy enough. I guess that's why I don't want to go into too much detail yet, in case it doesn't shape up. But as far as some other stuff though that we just got on the horizon, so you mentioned Flames of the Rebellion. That's in January the 17th and 18th.
Mm.
It's our fourth Flames of the Rebellion event, second year that we've been tied in with the Galactic Civil War event series, which is a national Star Wars Airsoft LARP series. Great rule set, good bunch of guys. So we've been really happy about kind of merging in with Galactic Civil War for the Flames of the Rebellion series.
Cool.
That's going to be in January. And then in February, I'm looking forward to getting back in the zone too, possibly for a Stalker game. I'd love me some Stalker. So we're looking to get our Stalker on probably in February. A few other things in 26 still kind of to be mapped out, but those are at least some of the things on the immediate horizon, I guess.
That's awesome. And it like good job, Wiener.
He hit a button. It's nope.
There
There
he
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 is.
did.
I didn't
You know
go
what it is?
away.
It's because he was not paying attention. The AI's like, look, he keeps looking this way the entire stream. Let's go ahead and drop him.
Except, okay, you switched me on sides. I was looking up at Mac all the time.
That's because you were the last one to come in now.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what happens. You get put at the back of the bus. It sounds like there's a lot of great things coming out, Mac. Because it was really funny because when we went to dinner, and we were talking about another series that we're not going to talk about here. That was a series I really liked the premise and ideas of. Is just the iconography of some of the players was rough.
I'm considering bringing it back. I'm seriously considering. Yeah, cheeky breaky. I'm seriously considering bringing that series back though, with certain
Rule
let's,
guidelines.
let's keep this reasonable, guys.
Yeah.
But I've been being asked for years about bringing that series back. It has the potential of problematic behavior by some individuals unless you keep them constrained, but it's still a good premise. It's still a damn good series.
So I guess we'll talk a little bit about what it is without saying going too much. But it was definitely it was America, the America series. So it's like Man in a High Castle in Airsoft, and that was my first game that I ever attended of yours. It was at DV8, and I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, and I looked only for the requirements for camo, and I didn't realize that, yeah, I was going to be a Nazi. I was going to be Americanized Nazi, and I was like, oh my god. We get there, and I was then put in charge of the Jaegers. like just a charge. They're like, who could do it? We'll make Joker do it. I was like, great. And then all of a sudden, all right, all command, come over here. So I go walking over there, and next thing you know, I looked over and I saw a guy bust out a camera. When I was looking next to me, I was like, nope. I ran around a tree in just in time. I could not be seen with it. But it was just funny things because there was at one point during the game where Marley was actually, I guess, a civilian, and he was like a mechanic, and he had a toolbox, and we found weapons in the toolbox earlier on in the game. So all of a sudden it said, "Oh yes, something, the steam blowers or whatever, or the boilers inside the city have been sabotaged." I was like, "It was the civilians." Unalive all the civilians. And they go, what? I said, unalive all the civilians. Now, mind you, I'm doing this while I'm on lunch. I was like, this music. So all of a sudden, you just see in the distance from the parking lot. I'm in the parking lot. I see orange gas going up, and they go,
The
we
gas
gassed
on the
everybody. People came out because they're like, I guess we're taking lunch now. I go, what happened? And they go, they gassed us, everyone.
Oh.
I'm just like, pumps up.
Oof.
Congratulations. You thought you were having lunch and you're suddenly responsible for genocide.
I was.
You're now a war criminal.
You're now. Congratulations.
And it was like, there was like, and I'm only admitting it now, like, because I think that was like, what, 2020 is when we did that?
Hmm.
I was like, I'm only admitting it now because it's so far beyond. It's like nobody really there could be upset anymore. And it was great. At one point, I went in. I think I must have taken out Toucan. Like, this is the first time I ever met Toucan either. Like 4 times before he goes, please,
gas.
please, please. We're just trying to sign the peace treaty. Please don't kill us again. And it is a great series. Don't get me wrong. And it's just a matter of, that's one of the things, especially today's political environment, like making sure we, curtail the mentality of certain people with some of the stuff there. But and I think
I'm thinking about bringing it back. I am thinking about bringing it back.
Yeah, that would be another, like, if you get I mean, that might even be one to go back to DV8 for, because the field was big enough for it, and they have the city and everything else. I mean,
vehicles out there, and
yeah, because the Statue of Liberty is kaput. But I do want to thank you again for coming on, Mac. I know the game was just over yesterday, and we went out there, and one of the coolest things that we did to finish this up, and I want to thank 2 of my sponsors for this. I want to thank MOS Manufacturer for providing the and Steve from FTX Tactical for providing us the Arcturus Versatile SMG-8, which was a great little SMG machine gun that we had, that they gave us for to sponsor Mag in a Box. And we had a great tournament of it, which at one point somebody who won in a quarterfinal left, and this allowed one guy to go from quarterfinal to semifinal because there was nobody to go against. So but the guy from Iowa, he's the one that ultimately ended up winning, and I'll tell you exactly who it is. Because
that's awesome. So Josh, my wiener patch.
Nice.
Asked me about my wiener.
Grandin is the one that won Mag in a Box, and I cannot wait to clip that, because I'm going to put it together into one long video, because that's going to be a video that has to go fully long. Some people got full on into it and used Jedi mind powers to win. Other guys used distraction with the thing. It was such a great experience. I'm bringing it to every game that we go to give something away, because it is absolutely fantastic. So I do want to thank you, Mac, for coming on tonight.
Of course. Thank you.
Thanks, Mac.
Wiener, thanks for being on time, even though I found you stole my shirt, you prick. And Justin, thank you for being fashionably late.
Hey, I still made it. Definitely smell like deer right now, though. When I blew out my candle I had by my monitor, like,
yeah, that's you.
Me. Yep.
All right, so I'll break this down. Everybody, that is our show for this Monday night. I know it's not Tuesday, but I have something to do tomorrow, so I wanted to make sure we got this
That's
out of
right,
the way.
LLAC.
So I'm Joker's Players Wanted. With me is the man of 1,000 stories, Mac from Mind Game Productions.
Thanks, guys.
Down below it is Justin. He'll give you some shiny new bracelets if you really piss him off. Beowulf West, and of course, it's not a party till he comes out. Wiener from New Breed Airsoft. Until next time, may your BBs fly true, and your opponents
guys.
always call your hits. Good night.
Thanks.
Squirrel!